in honor of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander winning his first MVP, the Oklahoma City Thunder winning their first title. We got to look in the past. We got to do a little bit of a redraft. 2018 NBA draft, redraft coming up next. Let's party. Welcome to another episode of the No Ceilings podcast. I'm Tyler Metcalf, joined as always by Tyler Rucker. Rucker, how are we doing?
Doing great. Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. Metcalf, I'm doing fantastic because it's the off season, which is always depressing. But anytime we get to do a little bit of a redraft, it gets the blood going. It gets me excited. So I'm happy to be talking with you again, sir, about some basketball. How are we doing? How are we holding up?
Good. Just an unnecessary amount of yard work today, but comes with the territory. Old man yells at cloud moment here. But loving a lot of the high school film with this 2026 class. I really enjoyed kind of prepping for this episode, taking a look back because I was still doing. I obviously wasn't with No Ceilings yet. No Ceilings wasn't a thing yet, but I was doing draft work and I really enjoyed this class and I couldn't quite find my exact big board from 2018, unfortunately. But I know the general range where I had a lot of these guys and thought I did kind of well in this year.
This class has a special place in my heart because, we didn't know each other yet. I didn't know anyone at No Ceilings yet. This was the first class I was like trying to write an actual blog about like my film evaluations and everything. So I have a bit of a soft spot for this class, and it's also one of my biggest misses in my draft history. I guess misses is more of me just saying I had him lower than I probably should have.
I think everyone did.
Yeah, so I'm excited to, maybe this is like me going to therapy now. Maybe this is like, hey, you get to get this demon out of the picture. Just, help me help you. So this is a fun class. The more you look at it, the more in depth you get. You're like, oh gosh, this is going to be really challenging. So there's a couple guys that I'm like, I'm probably not going to have that high that people are going to be pissed about.
Yeah, there are a couple names in here where it's like, oh my God, the top of this draft looks insane. And how did a couple of these guys fall to where they did? And then it gets really ugly really quickly. And there's some very specific tier breaks here. At least there was for me. But let's just dive right in, get going, because we got 30 picks to get through. That's right. We're doing the whole first round. I didn't really base this off of team picking, where I think that's far enough removed. Yeah. I'm not going back through looking at team needs and stuff from that period. But since I'm such a gentleman, and also because I don't want to make this choice, I'm giving you the first pick. So number one overall, who are you going with?
Not who everyone thinks I'm going with. So let's just start that little teaser off for everybody. No, this was a prospect I really liked. I didn't love. I had questions. I didn't know about the fit. And this offseason, I've gone back and I'm trying to kind of reprogram my brain to kind of see if I can update the hardware. And I'm trying to watch back a lot of these old prospects and see like what I can pick up from them, and also see like my previous evaluations. Like, what did I miss, or do I still feel the same way now, knowing, my knowledge now compared to back then? And one of these guys I watched and I said, what was I thinking? This guy rocks. So this is really hard to admit out loud. I'm going to have one fan base loving it. I'm going to have one fan base ready to kill me, but I'm going to take SGA with number one pick. Yes, Luka's in this draft. I completely understand it. He's still not going first in my redraft. And the reason why is because SGA is becoming one of the best players in the league. I also think he's becoming one of the more underrated defensive guys in this league. And I think Luka's unbelievable, but the defense really bothers me. The defense really does bother me sometimes. So with SGA, I just think he's becoming a dominant force in this league. So right now, I'm taking SGA.
I don't think it's that outlandish to pick the guy who just won the MVP and the
Yeah.
title and the Finals MVP, number one overall. I think it's reasonable. I don't think anyone's necessarily going to be coming for your head on that one. Um, where did you have? Do you remember the general range where you had him that year? Because I think I had him at like 11 or 12, which is obviously still way too low. And it was one of those guys where I loved him, and he was obviously on that Kentucky team with Kevin Knox. And I remember the entire draft world being in love with Kevin Knox. It's like, oh my god, look at this toolsy wing. And I'm like, sorry, not unnecessary drive by here for the Knox family, but I was like, I don't get it with him at all. So it's like I was glad that I was able to stick to my guns a little bit and have SGA a couple spots higher than Knox, but it's still way, way, way too low and still a big miss.
I had him at 14. Absolute biggest mistake I've ever had. I had him at 14, and the reason why I had him low was I thought he was like a point in a two's body, or a two that wanted, you know what I'm trying to say? Like a two that wanted to play the point, where I was just like, I don't know if he's quick enough. I don't know if he's too skinny. And like, this is the first year I was like, hey, I'm writing about everyone. I was trying to make a big board and rankings for the first time. And, you know, going back before then, I was always doing it as a fan, but now I was like trying to actually like, hey, this is what I do. This is what I like. Yes, I had Luka very high. But with SGA, you know, watching him again this off season and watching his Kentucky stuff, I was like, gosh, man, I really slept on how smooth he was and how composed, and the vision, the ability to get people to really react to not just his first attack, but like a counter move.
Mm-hmm.
It was just one of those. I swear, this offseason, I was just like, you idiot, what were you doing? So it was a good lesson though, because I think, and what I'm learning from a lot of these guys is with SGA especially, I think I was like, hey, you gotta just trust your eyes.
Yeah.
Don't really trust, or don't get overly worried about the measurables or the frame. You know, I had an assistant GM once tell me, like, hey, I think people that over fascinate with the frame get fired. And I was like, that's a good one. So it's like, at the end of the day, trust your gut. Go with what you're seeing. I loved him on the court. I just talked myself out of it.
And his frame is pretty impressive too.
Yeah, right.
Like, you know, slim, but he's a big dude.
And he got places with it. That's
right.
That's where I'm getting at. Like, it was the thinnest, but he understood how to use that to his advantage that I didn't really appreciate early on.
I think something that threw a lot of people off at the time too was that he wasn't your typical Calipari recruit. Like, coming out of high school, I think he was only a 4-star. Started the season, you know, as the 6th, 7th, 8th man who's coming off the bench, and we're used to, even on that team and all Calipari teams, just being loaded with these 5-star freshmen, and that's not who Shai was. So it's like, oh wait, who is this guy? Like, where is he coming from? But then you even like just look at the numbers, and they're good, man.
They're
Like,
absurd.
They're really good. BPM of 8.1, usage of 22.8, offensive rating of 114.1, assist rate of 28.8, turnover rate under 20, block rate of 1.7, steal rate of 2.8, shot 40.4% from three, super low volume, only 2.6 attempts per 100 possessions. So super low volume, but efficient. And then you even just go look at synergy. And something that I forgot and stands out so much was the pick and roll volume and efficiency, where when he ranked 97, or he ranked in the 97th percentile in terms of frequency of running the pick and roll, and the 87th percentile in scoring in those situations, and the 80th percentile when you include the passes. So it's like, all right, this guy knows how to run an offense at a high level. Everything he's doing out there is incredibly efficient. You know, true shooting percentage of 57.9. It's like, is it a little unorthodox? Yeah. Is it a little funky? Sure. Like, do I wish that 3-point volume was 10 times what it was? Of course. But it was the classic example of what does he do well? What does he thrive at? Stop worrying about so much what are some of the holes in his game, because there's a lot there, and he was trying to show us then. He's showing us now, and the defense I loved at Kentucky too. And he got to his spots. He was methodical. He was efficient. It was a lot of what we're seeing now.
It's so funny because going back, this is when I'm overseas, I'm coaching, and I was working like ridiculous late hours. I think I had synergy, but I'm not 100% sure. But like when I was watching his film this offseason, I pulled up the synergy profile. And again, I was just like, Rucker, you're an idiot. There's a lot of really high numbers here. So it was that. It was my, like, I love how you put that. It was the lesson of like, trust what he's doing on the court. Don't fascinate about like, what if his frame or what if he's too skinny? I think that was my lesson of like, well, these guys aren't going to be ready right away, and they're not finished products, and you really have to go with your gut there. I loved watching him play. I thought he did so many good things. I think I just overanalyzed like, well, is he a tweener? A skinny tweener? Like, is that going to work? And I was like, well, the dude put up unbelievable numbers, efficient, and he's tall. So I was just like, all right, I learned from that one. And it's not like hey, at least I didn't have him at like 28. I still liked him. I just was like a little cautious. But
I just way overthought the outside shooting. I was like, point guard who doesn't shoot from outside. It's like, oh yeah, but he's 6'6", 6'7", and
gets wherever he wants.
Turns out that helps. All right, moving on. Pick 2. This is a guy who I had number 1. That year too. I thought it was absurd that he didn't go number 1. I thought it was absurd he didn't go number 2, and so on and so forth. I'm going Luka Doncic.
Pretty good value. I still can't believe he didn't go 1 that year. I'll be honest. I thought the Suns are going to take Ayton because I was like, we were still in
the Arizona ties.
Well, and we were still in that kind of like, hey, you got to get a big. If you get a 7-footer that could just control the paint, like you got something. You want to build around that. And then everyone was like, well, Booker and Luka, can you really have them coexist? And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because everything we just said about Shai being a big point guard. Oh, look, a bigger one.
I went back and watched Luka's stuff too. And I'm like, yeah, this looks like the same guy in the NBA. He's just really good.
So as a teenager with Real Madrid, where, we just saw Hugo Gonzalez struggle to get 3 minutes a game on a really good Real Madrid team, Luka Doncic was winning MVPs with really good Real Madrid teams as a teenager. Pick and roll ball handler, 70th percentile in frequency, 84th percentile in points per possession that last year, 93rd percentile when you factor in the playmaking. I thought he was the best playmaker by a mile that year. I was just stunned that he fell. And after he didn't go 1, I'm like, all right, he's gonna go 2. What are we doing? Why is he still on the board? Why is he still on the board? It was like the Ayton Arizona ties to Sarver and the Suns. I was like, okay, whatever. I still think it's a bad pick, but whatever. Weird that you just hired his national team coach, though.
That was the weirdest.
That was bizarre. But yeah, I was like, this dude is so young, he's so big, and he dictates everything on the court.
Ayton was weird because I was an Arizona fan. I watched him all the time in college. He was a beast. He was really good. And I was like, well, if you're buying it, if the intel checked in, I was like, I get taking a 7-footer that is a productive beast down low. I get it. But man, you go back and watch Luka's stuff and you're like, whoa, whoa, how did you pass this up? So I think what do you think he's going to have a big year? I know everybody's trying to see if I think he's going to go nuts.
Yeah. It won't shock me if he's the MVP.
I think he's going to be pissed off this year. I'm very, very excited to watch him this year. And I don't say that all the time about Lakers. All right, am I on the board now? Yep. Anything else about Luka other than he rocks?
No, he's incredible. And apparently he looks in shape. Crazy how much that can help, but also crazy how much just being healthy can help. He's freaking incredible.
So that was a good little cliffhanger here because I'm on the clock with the third pick.
Mm-hmm.
Health is a big part of this one.
Okay.
Because there's a number of different directions I'd like to go with this pick. I just realized I'm about to piss off 2 more fan bases. This is great. I love this. Gosh, what would I do?
Yeah.
What would I do? Yeah, screw it. I'm gonna go a different direction. There's 2 guards here I believe that could be. Most people would go that direction. I'm gonna go a different direction. I'm gonna take someone that just cannot stay healthy, but I love him when he's on the court. He's unbelievable. He's a defensive monster. I'm gonna take Jaren Jackson Jr.
Okay. I had him at 4.
Yeah, I feel like we're splitting hairs here.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Brunson or Trae Young.
Yeah.
I love them both. So I just kind of copped out because I also just don't want the Knick heat this early. So I probably got it anyways. Man, Jaren's good. Every time he's playing and he's healthy, I'm like, gosh, this dude rocks.
Yeah, so I just to run through some numbers. As a freshman at Michigan State, BPM of 10.6, effective field goal rate of 59.5, defensive rebounding rate of 19.7. Where did that go, Jaren? Offensive rebounding rate of 8.7, block rate of 14.2, free throw rate of 57.3, 39.6% from 3. He was so goddamn fun that year. And he was just chaos. Like, he struggled with fouls, but when he was out there, didn't get a ton of minutes. Weirdly enough, I had only a minute share of like 54.4. But so he was just a total game changer when he was out there because he provided something that team just didn't have, and he was so effective and dominant, especially on the defensive end.
He was 6'11 and a half with a 7'5 and a half wingspan.
Yeah.
Goodness. Love that. But I mean, it's just the defensive instincts. Now, obviously, if me and Metcalf were in a war room and our roster is different, maybe we're taking a guard up there. I think Trae easily is one of the more underrated stars in the NBA. I think he gets a bad rep sometimes, but it's also like Trae Young understands how to make a mark. If everyone wants to give him crap about like the foul drawing, and it's like, well, it's an art. He's made it an art.
It's a skill.
They literally had to try to change the rules because of how good he was at it. And he's little, so he found a way to make an advantage. I tip my hat to him. So Jaren now is a 3-time all-defensive. He won Defensive Player of the Year. 2-time block champ. I love when Basketball Reference just does like the category champ. All rookie team. It's just one of those guys. Every time he is healthy, he's dominant. He's awesome. Yeah. He's fantastic. He's why you invest in him. He's why the Grizzlies continue to be like, nope, we're keeping him around. So,
well, the way his offensive game has grown since that time at Michigan State, where now he's creating his own shots and he's starting to pass a little more, and the offense can flow through him and not just end with him. That's a huge development. That's really tough to do. And the fact that he's done that so quickly, and, I think the shot has kind of plateaued a little bit compared to, at least for like what I was expecting based on where it started. But the overall offensive skill set and versatility has just been so much more than I thought it would be.
What do you think is his season high for rebounds if you had to guess?
Oh God, it's going to be like,
this number is going to shock you.
It's going to be like 6.
6.8. Would have never guessed that if I had never looked into this. Like, unbelievable. 6.8 his whole career. Because, like, you just read off his Michigan State numbers. Like, he was a beast.
Yeah.
But that's amazing. In 22-23, he averaged 18, 6.8 rebounds, and 3 blocks a game. So that's wild. So, yeah. But I'm picking that third.
Yeah. All right. Fourth pick.
Fourth.
You mentioned him earlier. National Player of the Year, national champion, BPM of 9.5, offensive rating 128.5, usage of 26.1, effective field goal rate of 60.4, true shooting of 63.5, assist rate of 26.6, turnover rate just 12.3, 59.9% from two, 40.8% from three on almost 10 attempts per 100 possessions. Villanova point guard, Jalen Brunson.
Really good pick. Really good pick. One for the upperclassmen.
Talk about missing. Holy cow, was I off on him. I think I had him at like 32, 33, almost exactly where he got drafted by the Mavs, early second round. Huge miss.
I don't know where I had him. I either had him mid or late 20s. I don't know. I might have missed on that one too. But I liked him. I just, maybe it was one of those like, hey, I like him late first round. He rocks.
Yeah.
He rocks so much.
Yeah, and like looking back on some of his Villanova stuff, the way he commands the offense, the way he operates the game, gets to his spots, the physicality, and that's something I think I really undersold with him was the strength aspect and how much he was able to get to his spots and really out leverage defenders because of how strong and solid that base is with him. And that's something I've tried to carry over and factor into future evals. But I think I was also kind of in that era of just being out on small guards who just won National Player of the Year, where it's like, oh, okay, cool, you're an awesome college player, and none of these guys literally ever make it in the pros, and now here he is being an All NBA guy. So, what do shows what we know.
I think you're onto something there because I think we've actually had like a heated or a good educational like discussion at No Ceilings about that same topic of like underestimating strength importance at the NBA level, and I've done that too, where I almost try to kind of focus on that first, besides like obsessing of like, well, he's not the quickest, and I'm like, yeah, but, and I think that helped me with Con Knipple a lot.
Yeah.
In my eval was like watching Con, I was like, he's not going to blow by people all the time, but he has footwork and strength, which I was like, those are big combos. If you have the strength to go overpower people, then you can kind of finagle your way to get a window to get your shot off of. So I think it's when you have that paired with a lot of other stuff, maybe you don't have the elite speed, but yeah, I understand that what you say. It's taken me a while to really realize that. I think I had to go to an NBA game live to be like, wow, strength is really important.
It definitely pops.
Yeah. So I think Corey even said that too. He's like, I did not realize how important when you see it live, like strength. These guys are so physical. So that's a good one. I like that shout out.
All right, 5. Who are you going?
I'll go Trae Young.
Okay,
keep it rolling.
Talk about absurd freshman seasons.
ESPN had a Trae Young tracker during games above the scoreboard. That's how awesome he was at Oklahoma. He was lightning in a bottle there.
He was the first freshman ever to lead the country in assists and points, right? Or points per, or scoring per game and assists per game or something like that.
Sounds about right. I knew it was no. It was literally a box score tracker that they would just like pop up. Like when someone's about to like pass, like LeBron was about to pass like the points record. I feel like they didn't even have that. It was like, it's ridiculous. Like, oh, he's 8 points away or something.
What do you think his usage was?
I mean, 35.
38.4.
Oh, wow.
With a BPM of 10.1 and an assist rate of 48.3.
38.4 is absurd.
That's a lot, especially for a freshman and especially for a listed 6'2" freshman.
You could be in the huddle saying, give Trae the ball. I don't think he would get 38.4. His team is out of the way to give him the ball.
It was a movement that entire freshman year with him. It was something really, really special where he was demanding eyeballs. Like there were stations programming around him. It was something that we hadn't seen in a long time. I don't think we've really seen something since. Maybe Zion at Duke is kind of comparable. But
Trey was like Steph, though. That's why people were freaking out, because it's like, oh, is this is another Steph? And I want was this before Steph was going berserk?
No, it was like right in the middle of it.
Okay. So then that's why everyone was freaking out, because Steph had a couple really good seasons because he was trying to stay healthy early in his career from the ankle stuff. Finally figured it out, and then he's had that 1 year where
they
he
had
nuts.
KD in 08.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
2018-19.
God, that team's so fun. But yeah, I still like Trey. I respect his game.
Yeah, and
I know that
I
it's
love how
not
the
everyone's
Hawks are
favorite.
building around him.
I don't love watching Harden. I respect it. Like I respect the game. If you figure out how to create your advantage at the NBA level, that's something you should be proud about.
Yeah. Okay. To recap, top 5 alternating picks here. Rucker went SGA. I went Luka, then Jaren Jackson Jr., Jalen Brunson, Trae Young, and at 6, I'm going with a guy who I think I had at 3 or 4 that year.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm going Mikal Bridges.
No. Try to weasel one more pick.
Nope. No. You're lucky he got this far. I loved this dude at Villanova. I thought he was so good. I was like offended when Jalen Brunson won National Player of the Year. I'm like, you know who his teammate is, right? How dare you? That Villanova team rocked, and won't be the last time we talk about someone from that team. But the defense, the 3-point shooting, I thought he was just like the epitome of what you wanted in terms of a 3-and-D wing, and he's been that.
One of my favorite prospects I've ever evaluated.
Yeah.
I had him up there too. So every time I'm bummed about my SGA evaluation, I go, well, I had Bridges up there. So counters out. Levels out. I'll tell you, there was no better sigh of relief than when the Sixers, as a Celtics fan, when the Sixers drafted him and then 3 minutes later traded him. I was just like, oh, thank you, goodness. Thank you. I don't have to deal with that for 10 years. God, I was so relieved.
That was brutal on draft
brutal.
night. And they found out like during his presser or something, and it's like, oh.
And his mom worked for the team. I was like, so you should get fined or like remove future draft picks because of the torture you just put on this kid.
Yeah, so I just to kind of further highlight how absurd his numbers were. BPM of 12, effective field goal rate 62.3, true shooting of 65.5, block rate of 3.5, steal rate of 2.7, and 43.5% from 3 on just over 10.5 attempts per 100 possessions. Hooper. God,
if he didn't have that weird little like hitch that he's doing with this shot, I probably would have taken him earlier. I love him. Yeah. I still love him. I probably would have even been like top 5.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Like right now, if he was a prospect, where would you put him?
Ooh.
Is the NBA's... I think so too. I think the NBA's, even if he was older, I think the NBA's bloodthirst for wings would look at him and be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. Okay. We're getting ugly spots now.
Now
I don't like it.
It starts to get really gross where it's like, oh man, I hate this guy's game, but he's still kind of good.
What if I hate like 3 guys and I don't want to take it? Can I just keep passing them? Or is it going to become obvious who I don't like?
3 names are guys who I don't really like. I have some big issues with their game, but at the same time, it's like I don't think I can let them fall. So I'm fascinated to see where you go at 7.
I'm not going to take one guy that has off the court issues from this class because I'm going to put my foot down. So okay. So then there's our PA to everyone.
Talent wise on the court thing, Miles Bridges.
Yes,
he'd probably be going right around now. I took him off my list.
Okay, he's not on my list.
Fantastic.
For everyone, I'm sorry, Hornets fans. You probably should agree with me. I'm not that guy. I'm
good.
I'm good. So everyone can get pissed at me. Great. You know, if you want, my username on Twitter is tmetcalf11. We get ugly.
The MSU fans will love my feed.
I'm gonna go. Gosh dang
Yeah, it's gross.
I'll go Ayton.
Okay. I had him at 8.
Still a productive footer. I really wish when he was about to get drafted, he didn't say he only cared about getting to his second contract. Now, I let me go back. It was tough because he was a young kid from the Bahamas. I understood what he was trying to say. It just probably wasn't the best time to say it.
Yeah.
I also didn't love how he got handled with the Suns.
Nope.
That's just a bummer. So, I still think he could play.
Yeah, when he wants to.
When he wants to.
Um,
It's gonna be as excited as I am to see Luka this year. I might be more excited to see Ayton with that team. They need him so badly to just be what he is right now, and I am convinced they're like LeBron and Luka are gonna just like try to make him angry, and Ayton might be like, "Leave me alone."
yes, and that was one of my concerns with him coming out of Arizona was that I think I still had him 2 or 3, so like right there. But I was a little concerned that he might have been a little soft, and I didn't love how Arizona always had him playing in a too big lineup, and it was always kind of clunky, and he kind of wanted to space the floor a little more than he was actually capable of doing. I thought he was going to shoot it a little more prolifically than he has, but he just felt like a really good numbers guy, and the numbers in college were awesome, like 9.9 BPM, 65 true shooting, 13.5 offensive rebounding rate, 28.2 defensive rebounding rate, 6.1 block rate. Like they were legit flashes. And I that year with the Suns where they went to the finals is the best defense I think I've ever seen him play. But it's like I don't know what you want to be as a player, and that I struggled with it, but the physical tools, I mean, he's built like David Robinson coming out of Arizona. The whole package was there. It just didn't seem like, what do you want to do with it?
He had a couple big boy games in college where I was like, he's gonna be a top 3 pick because it was just the size, the frame, the strength, the rawness, the raw tools. What was the game I saw? It was Arizona versus UNLV, and I was trying to make sure to look up. It was like on the road going against UNLV, and it was, I think Brandon McCoy was their starting big man for UNLV, and they were going toe to toe. And I think they went to OT, and Aiden had like 28 and 10. I was just like, but that was the game. I was like, oh gosh, like a team's gonna watch this game and be like, oh, there he is, because he was hitting, turn around, face up, fadeaways. He's hitting everything. He's throwing down dunks. He's blocking. I was like, yep, people are gonna be drooling. I get it. The frustrating part with me with Ayton has always been like what you just said, Metcalf. He will have a showing, a stretch of games where you're like, look how good Ayton looks.
Yeah.
Most guys have that and just like go to another platform. He just seemed to like, and then it would be like, go back to, ground zero and then start up again. It's like, what?
Yeah, it's like, what is this 5-game stretch building to? And it was just never anything outside of their championship run year. And it's like, and it almost felt like they didn't get the title there. So then it's like, didn't work. So what's the point? Okay. Moving on to number 8. Far from a perfect player, obviously back issues, all that kind of stuff, but he's a 6'10" movement shooter. Go Michael Porter Jr.
Having a heck of an off season. I think Nets fans are like, oh gosh.
Maybe sometimes don't go on the podcast,
Maybe sometimes stay off of the podcast. I still can't believe that trade happened. I think that was like an unbelievable. Like I really think the Nuggets are going to be really good this year because of that trade. That was a tough evaluation.
Yeah, because he was so good in high school. It was like, God, this dude is talented. But then you get a 6'10" dude with back issues at 18. And it's like, oh, well, hey, at least we got 2 games to look at here where he just put up everything he possibly could.
Now you could say he overperformed his draft slot.
Yeah.
I think it's made me with evaluation take like to the most serious level possible back issues.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
loved
And he
I really liked Hood Schifino as a prospect, and he had the worst back issues.
Yeah.
And I was like, he'll be fine. It's the NBA. They have doctors. Like it's fine.
Mm.
Okay, learn from that one. So
well, it's like 7-footers with feet problems. It's like, oof, not ideal.
we're gonna find out a lot about Michael Porter Jr. this year because I think Denver did a good job of holding him accountable, and also I think shielded a lot of his weaknesses to the public eye. Like I think there's some diehard hoop fans out there that'd be like, okay, there's a reason why Michael Porter Jr. is not in the game right now because he can't stop anyone, blah blah blah, or rebounding. I think he's gonna have a longer leash now in Brooklyn, so I'm wondering what it's gonna look like.
Him and Cam Thomas on the floor together could be
man, electric,
incredible.
electric.
Okay, so that was kind of a pretty clear-cut top 8 for me. After this, I think it can go in a whole lot of different directions. Who are you going with at 9?
I thought we were just doing a top 8, so I quit. No.
No,
it is gonna get a little ugly now. Okay, am I drafting them as players now or at their peak?
Based on how their career has gone so far.
Okay. I took Miles Bridges off the board. We red flagged them. Gosh, a couple years ago, if you said Bruce Brown, I would have been like, oh, I would have taken him earlier. Gosh, Metcalf, this gets so gross. I'm gonna go. I'll go Anthony Simons.
Okay, I had him at 10.
It gets uglier, but it's gonna get worse before it gets better. I don't know what he's gonna be with the Celtics. I saw a report that said that they're thinking about starting Pritchard, and I was like, shouldn't this be obvious? They're going to start Pritchard and Derek White, and then they're going to bring Simons as the sixth man, like, go get your buckets guy. But I'm excited to see what Simons does with a team like the Celtics, and then I'm expecting they're going to try to sell at the deadline, but it seems like it always seems like when you do the combo guard experiment, you eventually get to a point where you're like, okay, we have to go in a direction or else we're never going to grow. The Warriors had it with Monte and Steph. It was like, you have to go with one of them. Like the guys that are both the same height. It's like, okay, with Scoot and Simons, you have to go with one of them. Or it was Dame and Simons first. You know what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's talented. It's just everyone wants to point at the defense. It's like, well, you can't guard anyone. It's like, well, did you draft Anthony Simons to be a defender?
Yeah. He was a really weird pre-draft kind of like case study too, coming out of IMG Prep Academy. We didn't really have any tape on him. It was just whatever got leaked on YouTube or workout videos and stuff like that. But it's like this kid's an awesome athlete. There's some really fun scoring upside. You know he's going to be a project, but what could this turn into? He's turned into a really good player. Obviously went 24th to Portland, but I think a really good case study of what being patient and having a developmental plan for a guy can do. I would say he's way outperformed that draft pick and was a really good swing, especially late in that first round and kind of one of those first cases of guys coming out of context that we weren't used to seeing before the Thompson twins at OTE and before the G League Ignite guys for a couple years. And this was kind of the first one of that. So it was a big unknown. I remember on draft night, a lot of people were like, who, where? But really fun career so far and very excited to see what he does in Boston. All right.
You're up.
I'm going Dante DiVincenzo.
Gosh, that was my pick, and now I'm really in trouble.
Talk about having one heck of a tournament run. He was my pick. That Villanova team was insanely fun, and Dante's turned into a really, really good pro and role player who does a bit of everything, elevates the game of those around him. Yeah.
What is his what is he's Minnesota? How many was his contract?
I think he's another 3 years.
Oh, so they'll have him for a while.
And he was like super cheap. He's like making in the teens.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out here where I'm going, but unless you have any other burning Dante thoughts.
No, just quick recap. At 1, SGA, 2, Luka, 3, Jaren Jackson Jr., 4, Jalen Brunson, 5, Trae Young, 6, Mikal Bridges, 7, DeAndre Ayton, 8, Michael Porter Jr., 9, Anthony Simons, 10, Dante DiVincenzo.
It's tough because if I knew some people were going to be healthy, I probably would take them right now, but I'll get to that point later. Man, Jared Vanderbilt, if he never got hurt, probably would have been. I thought he was just his career was just gonna take off, and he was just gonna be like a beast. And I feel like he just kept getting hurt. I'm going to go Gary Trent Jr.
Oh, okay. That's kind of first wild card for me.
Well, I'm going off of Gary when he was like Gary and Bruce Brown in this class. If we're drafting them right now, obviously they're much later. But if I'm talking about like when they were at their best, I feel like there were very important pieces that you wanted on your roster. Like I feel like Bruce Brown was like, oh my gosh, every team wants the guy like Bruce Brown. I feel like Indiana paid him, and then they realized like, okay, we're not as close as we thought. And then, he's moved on. But like when he was at Denver, man, like he was fantastic. So Gary Trent Jr., I just felt like the same way, like kind of when he was younger in his career. I just felt like he was so important as a floor spacer and everything. It's just kind of, I think when you get to that end of trying to be that specialist, teams try to juice as much game out of you as they can. And you're finally like, okay, maybe it's not as great as it used to be, but I still loved him as a player.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thanks for making me feel weird about selling, Gary Trent Jr.
You had some time.
Go ahead.
All right. Going with the guy, went second round, outperformed his draft spot. His struggled with injuries, but when he plays, he rocks. Especially on defense. I'm going Mitchell Robinson.
See, this is my problem. Knicks fans, welcome to your number one enemy. I can't draft Mitchell Robinson. Can't stand him. He's always hurt.
Yeah.
When they gave him the big extension, I was like, what are you doing? He never plays. Why are you paying him?
That, but
he's talented. It's just every time, when there's always a guy that's not on your team that you're just like, why do they always hype this guy up to be so good? It's nothing against Mitchell. It just seems like that's the guy for me always. Like I'm always hearing from Knicks fans how good he is. I'm like, I can't see because he's never on the court. And then they gave him like a huge extension. I was like, what are they doing? He never plays.
Yeah, and the extension was tough, but when he's out there, he's so good defensively.
I wanted to take him last pick, but I was like, well, I'm starting a team today. I got to get a guy that can play.
Maybe you should invest more into your training staff and keep your guys healthy. I trust my guys. I trust my team.
Hey, look, if he's healthy, he could have been a top 10 guy. Like Mitchell's that good of a defensive player. I'll keep it rolling. I'll keep it rolling because we're getting a little ugly here. I'll go Colin Sexton.
Okay.
I thought he was going to be much better, but I think he's also carved out a role to be kind of a tough guard now. Like we always find this out. We're like, is he ever going to reach that point of what we thought he was? And it's like, maybe he's just going to be one of these assets. So I think it's a gift and it's an art when you figure out how to stick around.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Sexton now has figured out a way to stick and be desired. So, gosh, that one I always feel like I missed a little bit because I was like, I kind of like him. Yeah, he was the 5-on-3 guy, right? Too like he played
that Minnesota game.
Yeah. Pitbull.
Yeah, he feels just like constantly the guy who's landing in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Great way to put it.
Because
So
I'm like
true.
he looked good at times for Utah, but he's obviously had the injury. I really like him going to Charlotte. I didn't get that trade for Utah at all. Just bizarre. But I liked it a
Loved him
lot for
going to Charlotte.
I loved it a lot for Charlotte. I liked it a lot for him. I think it's a much better context for him, especially coming in off the bench. I'm assuming, being that backup point guard, being that sixth man, I think that's a perfect role for him. And now he's going to be surrounded by some competent off-ball scorers and shooters. I think it's going to be a really good setting for him, and it's going to be good for that team. That injection of competitiveness and toughness and attitude and just desire to win. So I really like that for Charlotte. Go ahead.
Nothing.
Okay.
Who? Me or no? You're up. You're
No,
up.
I'm up at 14. Again, who cares about injuries? They're dumb. I love this dude coming out of Texas A&M. I'm going Robert Williams, Time Lord.
Would you stop taking my picks?
No, because
I wanted to take him. I wanted to take him earlier. Here's my thing: Time Lord's healthy. I'd probably taken him top 7.
Time Lord's healthy. He's like in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year.
Man,
his passing stuff coming out of college too was so much fun.
He's one of my. I'm not kidding when I say this. Like, he is one of my favorite Celtics when he was healthy, because you just watched him and you're just like, this dude is all over the place. He makes such a good impact. He makes the extra plays. His passing when he was with the C's, I was just like, gosh, this Time Lord's so good. I was like, please just stay healthy for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Like, and then every time every time you knew he was getting hurt or he wasn't right, it was the worst thing watching him, because you're just like,
it looked painful.
Yeah, and there would be times where nothing would be coming out in the news, or like he missed a couple games of this, and he came back, and you're like, he's not right. It's like a horror film. We were watching someone go down the closet. You're like, don't go in there. Don't go. Like, I would just be watching. I was like, he's not. Something's bad. This is it. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, he's getting surgery. He's out for 4 months. I'm like, all right, great. But man, I love Time and so good.
His career might be a lot closer to being over than it is to continuing, unfortunately, because of these injuries. I hope he's healthy and can play somewhat, but it's like, when he was right, I think his, and how the board is kind of starting to unfurl, that peak was just too much for me to pass up at this point.
I think if the injuries weren't as bad, some contender would have taken a flyer already, like as a rotation big, like a Denver trying to get him out behind Jokic for the playoff run or something. I just think it adds up, and then it scares people. And love him as a player. I mean, absolutely loved him as a player.
All right, 15.
It's gross.
Don't worry, we have 16.
I'll go specialist hunting. I'll go Duncan Robinson. Go Blue.
All right, love it. Go Blue. Excited to see him in
Gosh, where is he now?
Detroit.
Yeah,
playing off kid.
That could be a good fit.
Yeah.
Gosh,
really,
how the winds have changed, Metcalf. That's our first reaction. Go ahead. If everyone wants in-depth breakdowns on
we're
Duncan Robinson
a little more through the rest of these. All right, at 16, I'm just gonna go Wendell Carter Jr.
I love him. I loved him as a prospect. Yeah, he just didn't. He didn't work out. The moment he went to the Bulls, I was like, oh gosh.
I thought he was going to be Al Horford, and it's like, man.
I love this college film.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to talk about Wendell Carter in a positive way, just DM Corey. We have a lot of fun with that one. I didn't take Bruce Brown. I'll take Bruce. No, you know what? I'm going to take Kevin Huerter.
Okay.
I think specialists got to give some love. So I'm going to take Kevin Huerter. You took Wendell. That's a good pick. Time Lord's a good pick.
All right. Well, speaking of specialists, I'm going to go with everyone's favorite Duke Blue Devil, Grayson Allen.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I wait when you can lead the league in shooting the way he has. 19.
19. I'm looking at my list here. Man, there was some gross picks in this draft.
There are a lot of. Can I interest you in a Kostas Antetokounmpo or a
You may not.
Ray Spalding?
Thank you for asking.
Little Penn State legend Tony Carr.
Ray Spalding, I actually kind of liked him. Elias Johnson, I still loved. I liked his game. Kyrie Thomas, I had him.
God, I loved
Kyrie.
Kyrie.
I loved Kyrie.
Oh,
Thomas.
I wanted him to be so good.
I think I had him like late first.
Way too high.
I might have had him earlier.
So my obsession with Creighton basketball goes back a ways.
I'm gonna go. Oh gosh, man, I'm really overthinking this.
You are.
I'll go Lonnie Walker.
Whoa. Okay.
Metcalf, guys that play a long time in this league.
Wasn't on the board for me. Okay.
What?
No.
Plays a long time in the league.
Who's he with right
you
now?
Underestimate guys that get. I'm not just okay.
So no. So sorry. I have 15 other guys who are currently on a team.
Oh gosh, here we go. All right, fine.
So
I made a bad pick.
I'm going to go with that pick. I'm going to go with NBA champion Bruce Brown.
Oh, I thought Bruce was off the board. That's why
you pivoted to Kevin Huerter. Do you want to redo? Do you want to redo?
Yeah, I do. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm going to take the one. Everybody gets one. I want the redo. I'll take Bruce Brown. I'm sorry. Okay. That was a bad one, guys. I'm in off-season mode. Bruce Brown.
Then I will go with the most recent Brooklyn Net, former Miami Heat stud, Haywood Highsmith.
You giving me crap because you jumped to Haywood Highsmith?
Yeah. You mean the guy who's just had a couple really good seasons for the Miami Heat, plays awesome defense, and got traded to the
I wrote an article when I was doing my own website, which, gosh, don't recommend for anyone. I was doing everything for the site. And I said one of my top G League candidates was Haywood Highsmith. So I always love hearing every time I hear his name and like, oh, he's been playing good. I'm like, gosh, I know my shit sometimes. I'll go
21.
What pick? 21?
Yep.
All right, who did I take at 21? Just at 21, we're thrilled that Grayson Allen's off the board. I'm going to go DeAnthony Melton.
Oh, okay. He was second name.
You're going to tell me that another guy that you didn't have on your board? Okay, great.
Nope. Love DeAnthony. God, I thought he was great. I really like his game. I was so bummed when he got hurt this last year for the Warriors.
Yeah, that was going to be a really nice fit.
All right, 22. Everyone's least favorite German big man, Mo Wagner.
I was trying to figure out when I would pull the trigger there.
He's good. Like for what he is,
he's solid.
For the 8th, 9th guy in your rotation, just ultimate instigator.
I think in a year with the season, I was like, oh, I kind of like him. Like when he was playing good, I was like, I understand why he sticks around the league so much. Like, and
why he gets in so many fights. Because God, he's obnoxious. Go blue. All right, 23.
23 gives me a guy I really liked as a prospect. I sort of always confused about his career because I thought he was going to take it to another level. I'm going to take Landry Shamet.
Oh, okay.
I really liked him at Wichita State. Shamet face. I really liked him as a prospect. One of those guys where I was like, am I crazy here? I like this guy. And then I feel like early on in his career, I was like, he can play. And then it just never blossomed.
Yeah.
He started with the Clippers. Philly to the Clippers. Never with the Clippers.
Drafted by 76ers, 26 overall. He's one of these guys who's done a little bit of time with basically every team.
I swear he I'll look it up. It's bugging me. I swear he went to some team, and then I was
Yeah,
like, did they ruin him?
He was with the Sixers for 2 years, the Clippers for 2 years, the Nets for a year, Suns
The
for
Nets. It
3
was the
years.
Nets.
It's
He
always
was
the
on the
Nets.
Kyrie Nets, wasn't he?
He, I don't know. Sure. The
Yes.
2020-21 Nets.
I think that was the Kyrie Nets, where that whole team was just like a disaster. Any hooser.
All right. 24, we mentioned him earlier. Just chaos personified. Jared Vanderbilt.
Are you disappointed with his career? I thought he was going to turn into like not Jaden McDaniels, but like that. I was like, here's the freak of nature defensive asset Swiss Army knife that everyone's going to try to start finding. I thought he was going to like set the tone for drafts.
I think I had him like early second round on my board. Just because he had his foot injury, right, at Kentucky. Like he played one game or something. So we didn't really have a whole lot on him. And then he just struggled to get healthy and really find minutes. And that year with Minnesota, he was incredible. He really helped transform their defense with his energy and his ground coverage and all that kind of stuff. But we just never saw anything on offense grow. Struggled with it, his hands have struggled, drops the ball a lot, not big enough to be a real rim runner. Corner three hasn't developed. I thought there's some fun passing stuff that never came to fruition, but the offensive end just never really grew like it needed to.
Yep. You agree?
25.
Europe.
No, I just went.
Who did you I'm sorry.
Vanda.
Okay. I'll go Mo Bamba.
Oh, okay.
Didn't have him on your board either?
Nope.
You got to be kidding me. You didn't have Mo Bamba on your board?
No. I have guys who are still on teams.
Metcalf, he's playing. Okay. I'm redrafting this draft. You would still take him, that talent, in the first round.
Why? So he could not be on my team right now?
He's played 8 years in the league.
Did you notice how you said past tense there?
We're drafting guys over like what? Okay, fine. This is unbelievable. I'm losing my mind here. You get mad at me for drafting Lonnie Walker, which I thought was Bruce Brown was off the board.
I like Lonnie coming out of Miami. I like Mo Bamba coming out of Texas.
These guys both are still like scratching to get on rosters right now. Like they've had good careers. We're talking. Okay, fine. You know what? Sorry, you want me to take Marvin Bagley instead? Does that feel better for you?
He's on the board, and a team.
Go ahead. I'm staying now. Now it's personal. I'm staying with Mo Bamba, mainly just for the song too.
You know, just for the heck of it, I'm going NBA champion Kendrick Williams.
That's a good pick. That's much better than the Mo Bamba pick. Gosh, that was a sneaky one. Where did he get drafted?
TCU.
Did he undrafted?
No, I think he was second round. Nope, he was undrafted.
He was undrafted. What pick are we at? Wrap this back.
27.
Gosh. Man.
A little Justin Jackson, Rodion Kurucs, Isak Bonga.
I thought Chandler Hutchison was going to be so much better than he ended up being.
I liked him at Boise.
I thought Troy Brown was going to be really good. Who?
I loved Melvin Frazier from Tulane.
Yeah, I liked him too.
Elie Okobo having a nice little career over in France.
I feel like so many people talk about how they missed on Jacob Evans. It's always funny.
Oh, big whiff for me.
I have no idea who to take anymore because all these guys. I guess I'll take. He's still in the league by your. I have to take him then. I'll take Josh Okogie.
You don't have to, but it helps. He was on the board.
He's on the board, so I'll take Josh Okogie.
Legend Josh Okogie. I believe just signed with Charlotte.
I traded to the Bulls, I think. If I'm right here, we're even.
Current teams, Houston.
What?
Yeah.
Who did the Bulls just trade for? They traded for someone like that. Oh, they traded for who went to the Cavs? Okiki?
Oh, Isaac Okoro.
Okay, Isaac Okoro. They're all the same player.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Sorry, guys.
I love Josh. Man, talk about just if that corner three or catch and shoot three developed at all. He was fun. He was fun. Good dude. Man, just
he was good for the Suns team. They had a point where it was like he's the best player on the bench because he's the only one that's good.
He was the only one who would defend.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I'm going with my heart here. I'm going Aaron Holiday.
I literally was staring at his name and like, dead serious. Is he still on a team?
He was with Houston last year.
Yeah, I remember he was with Houston, but I always feel like Aaron Holiday pops up out of nowhere. You're like,
yeah, I think he's
Aaron Holiday.
Houston.
Every year, I feel like it'd be like Aaron Holiday's on this team.
He was so much fun at UCLA. I loved him that year.
He said nothing but good things about you too. What pick are we at?
He did not. Don't tease me. 29.
I hate every option left. It's gross.
It's tough. Little Devontae Graham, who had 2 seasons of stardom.
I was like the most convinced I've ever been that Javon Carter was going to be good. I'm going to take Javon Carter just because I want to torture myself. I love him. I still love them. He was such a fun, like easy, like, and I'm not saying like, hey, I had Javon top 20. I had him like, probably early second round, but I was just like, the dude's going to be a good player. And he's still playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was with the Bulls this last year. Really kind of like shockingly fun warm up to watch. Dude works his butt off. All right, 30. Finish this bad boy off. I'm going fan favorite. Point guard, USC. Let's go a little Jordan McLaughlin.
Oh, that's a good pick. You dug deep into the undrafted market, didn't you?
Oh, okay. The undrafted. I thought the undrafted guys were a little more intriguing than a lot of.
Who did I miss from the undrafted?
So
that's my fault. I should have studied the undrafted guys.
A bunch of the names that didn't get called, obviously here. Marvin Bagley III, Drew Eubanks undrafted, Jock Londale undrafted, Duop Reith, Gabe Vincent, Zanan Musa. Loved Musa. Still playing for Real Madrid. Good player. Just didn't work out. Devontae Graham, Shake Milton, Winyan Gabriel, Jerome Robinson, Troy Brown Jr., Zaire Smith, Chandler Hutchison, Jacob Evans, Omari Spellman, Elio Kobo, Melvin Frazier, Kyrie Thomas, Isaac Bonga, Rodions Kuruks, Justin Jackson, Isuf Sanan, Hamadou Diallo, Svi Mikhailuk, Keita Bates-Diop. Big Keita Bates-Diop fan.
Big. I was like shocked.
Yeah. That was the guy I thought it was really going to work. And injuries and whatnot, but just never clicked. Chimezi Metu, Alize Johnson, Tony Carr, Vincent Edwards, Devon Hall, Arnoldus Kolboka, Ray Spalding, Kevin Hervey, Thomas Welsh, George King, Kostas Antetokounmpo, Kevin Knox, Mo Bamba, Lonnie Walker.
Shake Milton. We didn't draft Shake Milton. You did? We didn't draft. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, fun wild class.
Yeah.
I still always like Jerome Robinson at 13 always makes me laugh.
I kind of liked him.
Well, I understood
not there necessarily. He had like a historically great like scoring record for the ACC that year.
He averaged 20.7 points, 3.6 rebounds, 3.3 assists, shot 48, 40, 83 as a 6'5" guard. Like it was like they got
It's like that. He's what
they got
or, like,
SGA and him. It was probably like, oh my gosh, we got the best draft ever. If you love those guys, you're like, we got
yeah,
a
like what
point guard and a
Jalen
shooting guard.
Brunson is now is what Jerome Robinson was supposed to grow into.
Yeah,
And nope,
just didn't happen. Didn't happen.
no. All right, Rucker. This is fun. We got a fun project that at least I'm looking forward to coming up next
Very
week.
fun.
Keep an eye out for that.
My gosh, it's next week.
It is.
Oh.
Time flies.
I'm foaming at the mouth for everyone to hear this one. So
it'll be fun. I'm excited. Keep an eye out for that. I've been doing some write-ups on some of the incoming freshmen. I think AJ Devonsa's write-up is going up this Friday, maybe Thursday. I don't know. Go over NoCeilingsNBA.com. It's up one of those days. While you're over there, Rowan just put up another really fun Ouija Wonderings piece on Wednesday. Maxwell's No Stone Unturned series has been a blast. We've been going 3 days a week over on the Locked On NBA Draft feed with No Ceilings. Film school breakdowns, old highlight tapes over on the YouTube channel. We got a bunch of stuff. It's off season. It's August. I know things feel slow, but we're trying to give you guys content, some fun stuff. But he is Tyler Rucker. You can follow him at Tyler_Rucker. I'm Tyler Metcalf. You can follow me at Team Metcalf11. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to rate, review, subscribe, all that good stuff. But till next time, see ya.